This is the most important election. What can you do? Well, if you've never been involved in an election before, it's fun. You meet people, you feel good about what you're doing, you feel good about how you're doing it. Do you realize that if every American were to spend 1 hour a week in volunteer work, I don't think that we'd have a Republican majority in the Senate and in the House. As American workers, you know you're caught in the crosshairs. You've been asked to provide more services with fewer resources, and then they blame you when things don't go right. And when things do go right, and say the air traffic controllers, they save lives, they don't get any credit for it. I've looked at the main elements of the 21st Century Initiative, and I believe that you are empowering yourself to move forward in America for the American workers. I selfishly ask you to support any progressive talk show in America, because at our roots as progressive talkers, we are definitely for the American worker, and we are for the truth, and we believe that the legacy that is being left by corporate America is not one that's going to be better for your kids or your family. You live that pinch every day. You live the rising costs of health care. You know what the Bushies are out there saying for health care? Go get a savings account. Savings account? Credit card debt's at an all-time high in America. Savings is as low as it's ever been because people are just trying to make ends meet. Be proud of the fact everything your union has fought for and won is the envy of every American worker in this country. As we move forward in our journey, my final word to you is this: a commitment. I said, you know, when I walked into this place today, gosh, from a farm state, I wonder how many bales of hay we could fill up in this place. It's a pretty doggone big place. And the answer to that is we can fill in as many as we want. The human spirit in this country for the working folk of America is the backbone of this country. Corporate bosses won't tell you that, but you need to stick together, shoulder to shoulder, don't give up, get involved in campaigns, and I will tell you this: if you're from Ohio in October, you're going to see a lot of Ed Schultz, because we're going to kick DeWine's ass out of the Senate. If you live in Pennsylvania, I want you to remind your neighbor that Rick Santorum has a 99% voting record against unions. You realize how good a quarterback I would have been if I'd hit 99% of my passes? Tell your neighbor, don't let them go to the polls thinking that the Republicans are doing you a favor. Jim Talent's going to get out in Missouri. Conrad Burns is going to be out in Montana. No doubt about it. And we are going to send the first black man to the United States Senate from the state of Tennessee. Yes, it's going to happen. We can sit at this convention and we can be passionate about what we say, and we can be passionate about how we feel. But we need to engage when we get home. We need to get boots on the ground. We need to go door to door. Don't give me this email stuff. The delete button's too quick to hit. You need to go to your neighbor. You need to tell your neighbor that the future of America is at stake on November 7th, 2006. Call talk shows, write letters to the editor, be a part of pro-union rallies. Don't give up. This is our time. It's just like in a big football game. We're in a locker room right now. We're at halftime. Now we got to decide what play we're going to call before November 7th. And the bottom line is this. Just like in athletics, you have to recognize the moment. What's the best play at the right time with the best people? Folks, it is time for the union folk of America to stick together, push forward, recognize the moment, don't back down. God bless you and thank you for having me here.